Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Brick Something News, which is an acronym for Needless Ephemera We Saw. And really, it's just a way to say, hey, I want to bring people on and talk about nerdy stuff that we've been looking at lately. And today, I'm super happy to bring on Berserk onto the Brick Something News. What's going on, man?
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here. It's live. So
it's live.
It's
yeah.
live. It's nothing intimidating about it. Let's.
It's really cool, man. I've, as we were saying, like, I've seen you do your thing on different channels, and now on FigBunker, and you bringing a bunch of people together that, like, I'm used to kind of just chatting with in a Discord. So it's really cool to be able to see everybody and just and get to meet folks. So, and fun fact, Berserk and I kind of go back. Like, I grew up in the sort of area where he grew up, which is in Southern California. And so I don't know, I just get excited, man, because a lot of the people I meet are like East Coast and, are kind of out of the area. So, and believe it or not, I don't actually know a ton of collectors up here. So always fun to kind of just be like, oh yeah, we have similar places and references. So anyway,
small world.
Small world. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started in a little bit. We'll say hi to the chat. But today is going to be interesting. Each time I do the news and I bring on a different co-host, just kind of like want to hear what they've been looking at, what's interesting to them, and hopefully sort of educate myself on some new things. I kind of mentioned to you that, like, I kind of have somewhat limited experience with sort of modern imports. So the stuff that you're going to share today, I'm pretty excited about. Got some stuff to show you in the chat, and we'll go from there. Cool?
Nice. Sounds good.
All right, man. So first off, a little bit of housekeeping. As we go through, I will have the links sort of going through with this sort of QR code, as you'll see come up, and I usually will get it done usually by the night of. So if you want, if you want to sit here and do the Google searches, you can. Sometimes I've got folks who've been awesome about being able to be admins and throw those links in there. So thank you in advance to anybody who does that. Danos has been dope in doing that in the past. So anyways, so that's the thing, but that QR code will be there. And as it says in the URL at the bottom, bit.ly/brick something news, capital B, capital S, and capital news, BS news. That'll take you there. All right. So let's actually start with one story, and then we'll jump back in and say hello to the chat. So let's start off with something that you brought, and I'm super excited about. Let's see. Actually, first off, yeah, let's see what we've seen. Okay. So it's supposed to be showing something right now, and it's not, but it will in 5, 4, 3, 2. It's live. Okay. So you shared this from Lago Fig's coverage over on Instagram, the Lunagon armor set from MonsterHunter, which is a game I've only sort of like watched gameplay of because I've been kind of excited about the monster. So what's going on with this thing?
Yeah, no, MonsterHunter, it's highly addictive. Like, you either, just play it a few times and drop it, or you get really into it. It's like a monster looter. So every time you hunt a monster, you get specific pieces, and some of them have really small percentages to drop. So you go in and the goal is to like hunt bigger and bigger and get, different. Some have, better stats against others or defenses, but So you craft armor out of all the monsters, and some of them look really great, like this one. This one's off the newest game, Monster Hunter Rise.
And there's been a bunch of these Monster Hunter games, yeah?
Oh, there's been a bunch. I think there are 5 gens each
Oh,
gen. A couple of technically 5 mainline games,
okay.
and
And
then
so yeah, I've covered some of the Monster Arts monsters because I'm a big like creatures kind of guy. Like I love all the weird looking dragons and just funky creatures. And in my brain, and forgive me if this is super simplistic, it's like I don't know. It's what was I gonna say? Like Pokemon, kind of like the monsters, but like real creatures, and you're going off and fighting them, right? It's kind of a little bit of a Witcher, like you're hunting these kinds of things down, but again, that's my old man simplistic version. But so I kind of looked around, and so this is the monster that it's based on. Yeah. So you hunt down
yeah,
this monster, and you're saying you kill it, and you get scales or whatever from it, and you can forge it into armor. And that's
you
the thing.
basically gather, and it's randomized. So some pieces have as far as like a 1% chance of falling, and they're necessary to craft the armor.
Man, just such a cool concept, and even better, like we're getting plastic goodness. This is it in the game, and this is what the armor looks like. I'm assuming, like, can you actually customize your character in the game?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Each like there's like lower body, there's
Uh-huh.
upper body, arms, and there's helms. Like each part looks different. You can mix and match some crazy
Ah,
combinations later on when you get higher level. You could or not high, there's no levels, but when you get further along in the story, you
yeah,
could like change the pigment on them, so it doesn't have to be a crazy looking blue armor. Like you change
man.
the hues and the it's yeah you,
I could totally get stuck in that, like just switching it up and like changing the armor and changing the color. So this is what the monster. This is not. This is the. Is this
oh
like an?
the so you have buddies that go with you. You have a
Oh
palico,
wow.
which is a cat, and I forget the dog's name because he's part of the newer one. So
So you can make armor for
palamute,
your.
there we go. Yes, you can make armor for them too.
Oh, that's hot. So then there, and that's what
And
this
there you go,
is.
that's a palico.
Oh, that's so cool. So then this is like the figure, and these are revealed a little
Revolted.
bit earlier.
Uh,
Like when are these actually coming out? This figure.
I I have no idea. The pre-order
Okay.
already dropped on AmiAmi, and you know how those things, like a lot of the times they get delayed. So you just got to make sure you secure your pre-order, and then just wait.
Yeah, and they go fast, right? So this is Revoltech, which I was familiar with, and I think I no, I don't know if I still have it, but I had a Revoltech figure from like the early 2000s. So I've totally like there's a gap in my knowledge when it comes to particularly like amazing Yamaguchi stuff now, and I'm seeing everyone sort of talk about them. Do you have a bunch of these figures?
I just found out about them about a year ago. Because if not, I
Okay.
would have started from the beginning. But I do have. It's my favorite one
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
far,
yeah.
right here in the Rassilow's armor.
Oh my
So as
god.
you can see, all the
So
armor's
this is
different.
a
Then you
Monster
get
Arts.
weapons. So
I
no,
mean,
this is
sorry,
the
Monster Hunter figure in that same sort of line.
yeah, it's another one. It's a different armor set from the game before. Same figure. Like and with all and they've been doing it a
Oh
while,
my
so they've been improving.
god.
Remember they're saying
Uh-huh.
in the early ones that the joints weren't that great. But they came back, they re-released it, looking a lot slicker.
And these are true 112, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
they look a little smaller, right next
Uh-huh.
to your Marvel Legends. Do I have one lying around here? I have a bunch of everything lying around.
I
If
know
I can,
I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, let me get random figures. That armor looks awesome. Then that weapon was wild.
well, this is with Santa Claus, so
Oh, that's Fresh
from
Monkey.
Freshman to Fiction.
Dope. Yeah.
So
So those are
they're slightly
larger.
smaller. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they're
Wow,
more like
that's cool. Yeah, no, that I love that. That's totally my style. As far as
Yeah,
like
so
I kind of go for the weird fantasy. Like my shelf, I don't really have kind of I don't I'm not complete on anything. I kind of pick and choose, but generally I can't have like they kind of have to fit into this weird sort of science fantasy thing. So like for example, if a character has jeans on, kind of don't work on my shelf. But that kind of character with like armor and dragon bits would be perfect.
yeah,
This thing
glad
looks
somebody's
great.
doing the human figures. Revel Tech is doing the human figures, and for some reason, Monster Arts, Monster Arts does the figures, the actual monsters themselves.
Oh my gosh, I was
So
just showing this one. Hold on. Let me get you in there. Oh, yes.
there's
So
a
we were looking at some of these a couple weeks back here on the news. And so which one is this? The Lyolaeus?
yeah, that's the Japanese name on it. English would be Rathalos. But he's like the main
Man.
flat. Well, he's the main monster. He's been on every single one of the games.
Okay.
But his this is the monster you have to hunt to get this armor. So you know how
Oh,
to
wait.
get the set.
That is so cool. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they have two different
They split it, yeah. But it's cool because they play to their strengths. I don't
yeah.
see
I
Rebel.
mean,
Well, Rebel Tech does do good with these armor
yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, I mean Monster Arts of
And then
course is like
yeah,
that's the
that's what you
thing.
want. They're the
That's
aces at
awesome. Yeah, very cool. So I just have a couple more shots of just stuff that I found of this figure, and it looks great. Totally's got that. Like you can see that it's sort of made of these dragon or like scales, right? And it's got
yeah.
these massive claws. Man, I love this stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I honestly before you, I didn't really know of anyone who even I didn't realize that they were making the humans for this line until you sent that thing over. So I was like, okay, very cool. All right, man. So before we move on to some good monstery goodness, let's go ahead and see who is joining us today. Did our friends have fun at play? Let's see. We got Thanos, who is drooling over that pricey, evil SOB in the thumbnail. Man, frankly, which one? But I know which
Dude.
one
Do I
because
does
he's
he
got. Was that? Yeah, that's his like. I
am
know.
I gonna
Oh, oh,
this
oh,
guy right here?
oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah,
it hurt a lot. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit.
yeah. Well, you got it. Okay, well, you got for a deal compared to what everyone else is going to have to be paying soon. But anyways, you don't think so? Oh,
I didn't get it when it released. I got it,
oh, okay,
eBay prices. So now the
got
eBay
it.
prices are not as bad as they were when I was looking. So
Ooh, fair
ouch.
enough. Silver case smacking that like. Pains, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, we'll talk about cosmics because man, we'll get there. But tonight's your last chance to get those Four Horsemen pre-orders. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see. This guy came. Awesome. Good to see you.
Who's that guy?
Josh Brown with the knives out on a Sunday. Man, so violent. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I just got to make sure we defend. No, I haven't had any issues, but I was anticipating some stuff, and it's all good. And we got good people, folks ready to hang out and support. Hey, Ray. Yeah, folks moved over from highly articulated. Yeah, I was telling Berserk that I was watching that and then sort of like, okay, I got to rush, and I actually slipped and fell. Crazy old man. But we're all good. Star. I feel like I did when I was a kid as a neighborhood kids bounced around from house to house. We all just left Adam's house, and now we're gonna go to Brick's place. Nice. Cobb, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Good seeing you last night, hanging out with folks. Star says hello. And Nolan, how you been, man? Good to see you. Yes, people are reminding me, like, yep, we gotta get those orders in. We'll talk mythics and some cosmics. It's hard to not talk about them in the news. Eldor, Master Versal Toy Hunter, good to see you, sir. And yes, Des Refan, Monster Hunter goes all the way back to the oh yeah. I didn't realize it was that old. I remember the PSP. Let's see. I just, I'm gonna bring this up. We heard from Ray, but what's up, Ray? Absolutely. I love learning about figs that I'm not following. It just kind of helps me see all the cool stuff that's out there. I don't necessarily gotta buy everything, but I sure like to look at stuff. Great to see you, Allison. You and your glorious late summer, almost fall children. Brian Brink, good to see you. Yes, thank you for. There's a bunch of stuff closing today. There's the Super 7 Cats Lair. There's the Ox Crew over at Four Horsemen. Man, people liking your toys, man. The toys that you're sharing today. If Revoltech, Amazing Yamaguchi ever gave us original Predator or an Alien, I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, and yes, thank you. I will be careful. I will not fall. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look. We were talking monsters, monster hunters. What do you know about D20? Are you familiar with D20 stuff at all? They did like two of my favorite toys, really, the wolf and this boar. You've seen them around?
I've seen them. Yeah, I remember they were in 5K for a bit. They big beefy boys.
I love these things. This was like my favorite toy of that year. It was last year, and then the boar definitely is awesome. Great for like Legion figures to ride on, even He-Man, Masters of the Universe figures, whatever. They announced last week. Sorry, getting a little echo. Last week that they got a Griffin coming through, and then just a couple of days ago, they shared this. So a little bit of the sculpt in 3D, and you get a sense here of how big this thing's gonna be. I don't exactly know what figure that is, but it's all the sort of same scale. Does that look familiar to you?
Is that one of the Elden Ring figures, or
you'd know better than I would? Could be. Are they just standard kind of?
Is that the Diamond Select Lord of the Rings guy?
Oh,
it's kind of they purposely blurred it out, but
yeah. I don't see why. I mean, it's like just because you gotta figure in whatever.
Like if they would just tell us exactly what it is, it'd help us.
Yeah.
Know what scale it is, but
and again, based on like if this is what they've done in the past, right? And sort of the scale of these things, you can kind of see it in my hand. Then this thing's going to be perfect, and I can't resist this kind of thing, man. I've got a thing for weird fantasy creatures or just animals in general. Have you gotten into like steeds, or do you mainly kind of stick to figures? Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, you're all about the Legion horses, of course. The horsemen,
I could have enough. All my knights need something to ride on, so of course, if it's a steed, why not get extras?
That Four Horsemen is, Headless Horseman horse is really great, especially with those red eyes. But this has those wings are going to take up space.
Yeah, like the gargoyles from NECA. It's they have to have something else, something either you could. They don't look like you could fold them, right?
So far,
so yeah. But they're still working on it. Hopefully, an alternate piece that with them like folded down or something.
Yeah, good point.
Or removable, just like that.
Yeah, you're right. And if they were to do, man, if they were to do removable, that's a thing with D20, man. They give you the plugs so that it looks like, like the feathers or the furs kind of cover. They did that with the wolf and the boar. So I don't know. Either way, it's probably not the smartest way of approaching it, but based on everything that they've done and things that I've handled, like I'd be all over a new D20 release. This is definitely no exception. And again, just the paint job on these things is so good that I can only imagine what a griffin's gonna look like. It's just so damn good.
Yeah,
But
well,
yep.
who else is
Oh, I
gonna give
did.
you a griffin?
Sorry, it sounds like we do have an echo, but you got
It,
headphones in you?
I do have headphones. Did I?
Okay. No, I don't know where it's gone now. So, oh, there it is again. Hold on a sec. Check.
Let me mute myself.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm guessing. So now I'm hearing that. Okay. Well, sorry if it's too much. Let us know if it's a bit too much or if you can ignore it. But hopefully you can still sort of make out what we're saying. Josh Brown points out, yeah, anything with wings, man, is a bit of a shelf killer. It is. I'm not going to argue that it isn't. It is, but man, it's kind of glorious when they're in there. For contrast, at least, right? You've got like these figures, and all of a sudden there's this big thing. Definitely a cool riffin. Let's see. Oh man, don't even get me started, Star on Micronauts. But yeah, for a while I thought that Revoltech was going to rekindle that old fire for Micronauts with their assemble board line. Yeah. And that's my thing with it's so funny. I do buy some pricey things, but once I start looking at sort of the amazing Yamaguchi figures, even SH, sometimes I'm just kind of like, ooh, if I get multiple figures, I don't know. Well, yeah, hopefully the wings do, and it looks like we're good. Cool. And so Josh is displaying them without the wings. Are they gargoyles at that point? Yeah. Well, but yes. All right, let's move on. D20, amazing stuff. Okay, let's talk about
This guy. Oof. How
your
much is?
pain.
Yes, everyone's pain. Oh man, they.
15,400 yen. So you got to sort of figure
How much is that in?
150 bucks ish, maybe. I mean, that's how I used to
Mm,
calculate yen. I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't been
depends
following.
on there. A few months ago, the
Yes,
yen was super low, so we all took advantage and try to place as many orders as we could that were pay now, but it's going up
104
slowly.
bucks.
104
104
bucks.
bucks.
That's
So
not bad.
these are figures that they have released, but now they're sort of like, this is the limited edition, bringing back some of these figures and giving folks a chance that maybe missed it. So you're saying you grabbed yours on eBay because you missed it on the original
Yeah, no, this one came out
solicit.
years and years ago. I honestly don't even know how many because I've had this one for 3 years, and at that point, they don't really do re-releases that often.
Yeah.
And this one was an expensive boy, so I went on eBay. I grabbed it. I had just watched the Golden Age Arc movies on Netflix and started getting the manga, the deluxe editions from um, Dark Horse, and I
Yeah.
was really in there. Like you fall in that rabbit hole and you fall hard. So I paid the money, and now they're being re-released for a lot less, which is it's fine.
And I
They are
know,
gonna release the rest of the
yep.
figures too. So they
Yeah,
haven't
that
showed
was
them off, but they're there and they said we're gonna re-release them. So at least I can get those at a reasonable price.
yeah, and I know this is Thanos's like favorite manga and anime. So yeah, buddy, you better start saving. And no, they are releasing not just Femto, and I'll sort of show you in a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna brace yourself. It sounds like you're about to fall into a rabbit hole. But so what do you think is with the re-release? Is this because they're also sort of SH is.
Yeah, I think they're feeling the heat from them. You know, they used to be the only 112-ish line in town, but now they're not. And dude, those things they sold out instantly. The Griffiths and Guts, they sold out instantly, and they're already dropping hints on the third figure, which Armored Guts or Berserk Armored Guts. So
spoilers, but yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I guess so. I guess like you said, that they're feeling the heat. And Berserk. Sorry if I didn't. I don't think I actually mentioned it. This is from Berserk, the anime manga. There's like a lot. I was telling Thanos I made the mistake of letting my 10-year-old watch a couple of episodes of Berserk. I know, and it got intense. It's okay. I'm a teacher. We do teachable moments, and yeah, there's a lot. It's heavy, and the violence and the. But here you go, Thanos. So yeah, this isn't the only one, right? Well, actually, have they actually announced that they're going to release the rest of these? I thought they did.
if it is like a little like 2 lines at the end of their solicitation, and it's like, oh yeah, they're coming out later. I'm like, okay, good, because all these went up in price. They were all pricey.
Well, what's a trip is that some of them, like Femto, like particularly, I want to go back to the cape, or so the wings. Sorry, are there's some really cool things going on with sort of the way that you can pose it, right? Some interesting choices, right? But then when you get to some of these other characters, there's not a whole lot to them.
They're entirely statues. Yeah. No, everybody has them vanilla pose.
So, and even in the entertainment, in the manga, and it's not like they were, featured doing a bunch of movement and stuff. So, but man, if you're a fan, and just visually, this stuff is like, that's the thing about Berserk. Like, it's dark, it's grim, it like covers some like really intense themes, and is going to take you through like a deep mental trip. But really cool stuff, especially if you're like I don't know, like a body horror kind of like H.R. Giger, and this always reminded me of like Hellraiser, Giger kind of stuff, or or Geiger. And there you go. This is what you were showing. How did this thing fits pretty well? The wings sort of fold up, and
yeah, he has a different set of wings that you could just place it on there.
Got it.
And pegs in.
I mean, that thing is really cool, man. Like,
yeah, no, like it comes with the extra set of different set of wings that'll just go around them. It's not the segmented ones.
But even outside of that, it just looks kind of cool. Like it's a being born, like a not
just emerging from the.
Whoo. Yeah, like folks are saying
you see the peg hole right there where you're supposed to plug it into the rest of the egg. Yeah.
The egg. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you were a fan of it, like it was kind of cool that they made these, but also if you missed them the first time, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm never ever gonna get them, but now you get a chance to get them again. Yeah, definitely.
Because not everybody was around back then.
What year was that? How far back are we talking?
I have no idea. I don't have no idea when it released. I got it 3 years ago, and even by then it was already old, already released.
Yeah, man. Yeah, pains, absolutely. There's some serious therapy we could go over with.
There's specific parts that afterwards we're like, yeah, no, I gotta take a day off of work. I gotta sit and reflect.
Trauma, deeply triggering stuff, heads up, like sexual violence, like just there's a ton. So don't enter that lightly. And if you missed it, Brick might have shown his 10-year-old a little bit of Berserk. Anyway, I just love that, and this face, right? Such good stuff. Yeah, I think I personally, again, like one of the saving graces for me for a lot of imports is that they tend to run smaller than what's on my shelf. And in my brain, that matters, but when it really doesn't, because these things look so good. But
You make the
speaking of,
space.
yeah, speaking of Berserk, this is what we're talking about, right? This is the second tease of the Berserk armor.
I wonder what it could be, you know?
Yeah, and I should have got a picture of this thing for folks who aren't familiar, but to do berserker armor. This is why I showed my son it. He saw this, I think, in like a Roblox game, and was just intrigued by the look of the armor. And he kept asking me, "Hey, what's up with Berserk?" And oh yeah, I remember that, and it's been a while. I was like, okay. Yeah, well, let's try it. I see it's on Netflix. And then I was like, oh, I was working and wasn't totally paying attention. He's sort of watching. And I was like, oh. So I try not to like freak out too much. So, like when a kid falls, you don't want to be like, oh, are you okay? So kind of just let him watch it. And we had a conversation after. So anyways, this has been the horrible parent moment in the show. Yeah, this is going to go fast. The same with what they just offered with the other. Oh God, I'm blanking now.
With Griffiths and Guts.
Guts, yeah.
Guts.
Did they both go at the same time? Because or did they both like go as fast?
Yeah, I believe so. Both of them,
okay.
and they both brought down Ami Ami. So, that's how every SH, release goes for them.
Yeah, can you actually talk a little bit about what that's like trying to get your hands on these figures? So like Ami Ami, the website, like tell us
they're like the
what
main.
that's all about.
For me, they're like the BBTS of imports.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have it all, they get it all.
Yep.
They are in Japan, so they drop their stuff in Japan in Japanese time. So
yep,
they're dropping like at midnight over here this time, or West Coast time.
Yep.
So you got to be up at that hour. Have all your information saved on there.
Mm-hmm.
And be quick. They have this little page, this loading page. It's like the 3 characters just jumping up when they have heavy traffic, and people hate that. Those 3 little girls right there. There's been times where that little loading message just
stays.
keeps rolling and rolling, and people are like, I gotta open up a different browser. I gotta, every one of the device,
Yep.
reloading the page. It's not fun.
Yeah,
do I have the statue here? No, I have them in my living room. A pop-up parade.
So is this like one of your like big manga anime properties that you're into?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, I found out about it after everybody on the internet telling me, yeah, you got to watch it. Like, and come on, my online handle is Berserk.
Right.
So
right.
After everybody saying, oh yeah, have you heard of Berserk? Yeah. What did I do? What are you talking about? Why are you talking about me? I finally got around to watching it, and yeah, no, it lives up to the hype and then some.
If you're not familiar, that's his arm. And there's, sort of a blaster in his arm. He's got the giant sort of sword, and he's marked. Well, whatever. I don't want to spoil it, but again, if you're going to go into it, that didn't spoil it for me. Just tread lightly. It is psychologically intense, not just sort of like violence. Like it is psychologically intense. But
and if
the reason these things go, what's that?
Yeah, if you're reading the deluxe editions, the manga, like, dude, the art on that is beautiful. Like, so detailed, so fine. Nobody can say anything bad about his art. It's impeccable.
I'd love to see someday like people doing more sort of dios in like black and white manga style, like around your figures. But reason these things kind of go so fast is that there aren't actually a ton of toys for this manga, and if they are out there, they're really expensive. So I've been meaning to show some of the Mythic Legions. Have you seen some of the Mythic Legions customs people have made of this character?
Not specifically, but I could definitely see them. Like, it's just a few, just Kip Bash, custom head, and
or people make Yep.
or the
The custom
hand.
heads, there's a full armor set on a bunch of different, different, some of the third party kind of custom spots will sell them. And I was trying to make one at one point and may still someday. I think that might be my way of representing him in my collection, particularly because of the scale and stuff. But anyway, I digress. Ami Ami, you go there. It's like Japan time, and yeah, you wait and you cross your fingers and you hope you get it. And I've just heard, like, I hear people like freak out and panic over like Mattel Creations stuff. Like, this is a whole other level. So if
A whole
that
another level.
freaks you out, you might want to just be a bystander. And yeah. Anyway. Anybody else here order from Ami Ami? You doing this stuff? Just curious. Yeah. So he's been following it since the 90s. What's going on, Robo? Thanks for joining. Yeah, thank you for that. Guts. All right. And has anyone seen any good quality figures? Yeah. There's some third parties. I should cover that someday. I still have my old McFarlane's that are fun, but super limited. Anyway, and then of course they do sell them right here, but you're paying a lot more.
You're paying a lot more. You're paying a lot more, and you're getting it a lot later.
Yeah, like
So
at least
that's
an additional like $50-$60, no?
Yeah.
Oof.
For these,
Anyway.
I think it goes that much, and then you're gonna get them a few months later. So, while everybody else has them, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe I should have, taken the alternative.
Yeah, man, that's rough when you think about it. It's like not only do you have to wait, but you're also paying more. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually, just a safety net for most people that collect imports.
Yeah.
Like if it's sold out, you can't find it. You're like, okay, I guess they still have it. So
yeah. All right, moving on. This is just something that caught my eye. Like I haven't done a ton of robots as a kid. Loved it. I think the only thing I've kind of currently have in my collection that sort of fits with everything would be those Astrobots. I don't know if you're familiar with those from Toy Notch. But just sort of saw this, and I'm just kind of intrigued these days by like how these things are made. So this was there's a special. So this version of this figure, it's been released, different colorway. Coming out supposedly September 16th Beijing time, but I actually haven't been able to sort of see where it's up for order. But man, like just the articulation on this, and it says PVC and alloy, which I'm assuming means die cast. But just what I'm liking about what's coming out now was there has been this mix of organic and robots more and more. So like this kind of stuff I'm really into. The giant weapons will get me every time, but I have no idea what this is from. Are you familiar at all with this?
me neither. It's just a giant robot.
And that's all I need to know, right?
Exactly.
But like full on lights, right? And this stands about 12 inches. It's a little over 11 inches.
Okay.
It totally has like samurai-esque vibes. A little bit of like a lion dragon thing going on. See, I love this. The like manga style action lines.
And this is a full-on figure, right? It's not a model kit.
It's not a model.
Oh wow, yeah. My first thought was that's a model kit, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of just want to like get certain things. I've even like thought about just getting like some of the Grandizer sort of statues as like stand-ins on my shelf, but I don't know. I might just sort of step away from the nostalgia, and I've been doing that a lot. Just sort of like stepping away from the things that I know and just purely on a visual, visceral level, being like, that looks cool. That scratches that giant robot itch. Would be kind of cool to be like this giant mechanical thing going up against like some mythic legions and some animal warriors of the kingdom. But I don't know. I just thought it looked really cool. Multiple arms.
Yeah. Oof. Are you trying to sell me on this? Because it's might be
I mean,
working.
no, I'm just like, yeah, I like to look at stuff. I don't know about you. You know, we can only get so much. So, and I don't know. It's not so much that I get bored. I don't get bored, but like I like to check stuff out. You know, I kind of like to know what's out there. And particularly what excited me about this is because of the scale. You know, like I said, then I don't really go for the smaller things. And when I think robot, it'd be cool to get like this big bulky kind of thing. So I don't know. Yeah, let's step away before you get no. And here's a little bit of this was actually the I think this was sort of like the announcement, I thought, because it came out the day that they said it was coming. And there's the original on the right. I like the red actually, but
Oh yeah.
I love this gigantic hands though. I mean, like turnarounds and anyway.
And the white, blue, and jello is giving me Gundam vibes.
Uh-huh. That little logo. See, I love that. I love when we get like organic forms in robots. Like that. Danger, Will Robinson. Check your wallet. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so moving on. There it is. Actually, oh no, I did find it. Mind you, this is the deposit, and then the full price is $200. So anyways, I'm not going to admit to anything right now. I'll just say there's that. But if you have collected anything from or bought anything from Gundamit or Bombasby, I think, and you got points, you could maybe use some of that. I don't know.
Like there's ways, PayPal, paying for. we all find a way. Like there's a card that
Anyways,
still has balance on it, so.
yeah, and like I said, I'll have that QR code there eventually, and it'll be there. So this is over at gundamit.com. But if anybody out there is interested, and if you're interested, please let me know how it turns out because it looks awesome. I don't know, maybe not. I just put in my mythic my Cosmic Legions order, so I shouldn't, but we'll see. You shared this RumbleCon, Rumble Society, Mezco. You're a big Mezco head.
Oh yeah, they had me hard. The soft goods. The soft goods on them are awesome.
Yep.
Also got a lot of original characters that I've kind of followed, and now I'm into the story. Like so who's. And then they drop hints at what's gonna come out yet. So I already got my fingers crossed. I'm like, are they gonna show something off like that I'm already waiting for?
Yep. And so this is cool. This is kind of like their convention, their online convention. I remember kind of checking it out in the past, and here's the itinerary, and they sort of break it down. Like I remember trying to enter, like to win, because if you sort of follow it as they unleash or sort of reveal some stuff, right? They'll show you on the 20th. There's a drop. You go into the website, and then just you set up a little account, and throughout they're gonna do some reveals. I remember, was it last year where they had like games too, right? You do like puzzles and stuff, and then it allows you to enter. So it's some fun stuff. It's totally just like, the possibility of winning is fun, but they tease out what the reveals are, which is really fascinating. So I'll put those links up. Hopefully it'll go up by tonight is the plan, but it's hard to tell. Like I was looking at this, we don't really know what's coming. We don't ever really know what's coming with Mezco. Anything you're looking for?
They have been dropping this. They've been showing off some figures. Bartholomew Vex. He's like a goat-headed like devil guy.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of people are really. It hasn't dropped yet.
I was gonna say that hasn't been shipped yet. So when you say you're looking for like more info on it, or maybe new variants or additions to that line.
Wait, did it already go up? Did I miss it?
What's that? No. Because I remember they showed pictures of that goat character in the past, and I know people don't have it, but I'm curious. Are you thinking that they're just going to give updates and it's going to be?
They every once in a while they do like in stock drops there. So if they have that, then they have my credit card number saved in there. Get in and just get.
Do you have a bunch of? You can use points too, right? They have that sort of.
Most of the times they don't let you, but for the last few exclusives that they dropped, they're letting you use your points,
Okay.
which they add up. I've had about $100 worth of points last time, and that all went towards indie.
Wait, help me out. When you say they don't let you, is it for new figures, or like what do they? What do you actually get to use them for?
They let you use them
Mhm.
for general
Got
release
it.
figures, like the ones that
Uh-huh.
all the other stores are gonna get.
Got it. Okay.
But for some reason, the last few, the exclusives, they let you use them on there, which would have really helped out with with that mech that they just dropped.
Uh-huh. Did you
People are.
go in on that?
I did not. I did not. I didn't know you could
Okay.
use the points. If I would have known I could have used the points, I could have gotten it. But then, then they said they were gonna have it at SDCC, and I went there and I got the figure by himself, but I
Okay.
could use a mech.
Yeah, I mean, I love these figures. The only Mezco I have is actually Mosquatch, and it's one of the ones that people are like, yeah, that's not even really Mezco. No, I get it. But he's bigger. So again, he kind of worked on my shelf, and I think I have like a head of oh god, I forget the name of the guy. He's like an underwater, like it's like a giant, almost like a oh, what am I trying to say? From a celestial head. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Underwater.
Yeah, the underwater dude.
Not
Anyway,
Nemo. It's not
no, yeah, it
Atticus.
wasn't
What
part of the
was his
Nemo
name?
thing. He had like a variant. There was a black one, and then there was a bluish
Like
one.
I got him. I got him right here. I just don't remember his name.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so RumbleCon's coming. Like, yeah, thank you for
Baron
actually
Benz.
bring
There we go.
the Benz. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for bringing some actual news here, because yeah, generally it's kind of like, hey, what cool things did you see? But this is something that's dropping soon on the 20th. So check it out. And yeah, I hear you, Star. Like if you start buying Mezco Joes, then yeah, and you go down that rabbit hole. Adam from Highly Articulated wants more Batman, and so he's thinking maybe if he pre-orders now, like maybe 2026, you might get a Batman. Maybe
I'm still waiting for my Gotham by Gaslight Batman. So maybe drop those and then give me the next Batman.
did they do a Gotham by Gaslight? I haven't been.
They did. It's been like over 2 years.
Oh,
So
geez.
I'm kind of.
What is up with that? Yeah,
And in that
that's
time,
wild.
he's already like shown off and like dropped a few other ones. So I'm like, maybe get the ones in the back first.
Yeah, see, that's like the kind of thing like that would be like a Batman that I might actually have on my shelf, just because he's got. No, I don't know.
I'm like, I
Anyways,
know
that's
I
a
have
dope one.
the Batman '89 somewhere over there in that pile. So
Do you like him?
I haven't even opened them.
Okay.
I like
Oh
it was that little
man.
small window where he had like where they said that you could buy it and you could get it after everybody waited. I'm like, you know what? This is a figure that everybody waited 3 years. I'm gonna buy it just to have a piece of, Mesco history. But
Oh man, and
there's a lot of
his
that figure got a lot of heat.
I was gonna say history for sure. Yeah, I kind of
It's
wonder, but the Mexico folks are diehards though.
yeah,
And even just I've particularly also been impressed by Rumble Society, because it's their own IP, and it's just like some of the most unique IP, right? Like always kind of quirky. I mean, like a punk rock band made of pink skulls, a grave digger, like just cool stuff.
like come on, a
So
construction worker. Like,
yeah,
where else are you gonna get
unionized
that?
construction worker. Yeah, it's great, man. Um, okay. I know you do legions, and I know you do mythic legions. I actually have you gone pretty hard on cosmic too?
Cosmic. I am trying not to go hard on them.
No.
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's. I'm getting spread
Re-
too thin here.
Respect, because
I'm
man,
trying and failing.
I have each time they announce a new wave, I try and go light. So for this one, I went fairly light. I got 6 of them, and some of them like and I couldn't even go in on the pre-orders at the time, which is, depending on where you live and if you're getting an all-in, especially, can be the best deal. But these are on their way, and this is a way that I actually, I'm trying to remember if this is true. I'm pretty sure it's true that I didn't get any of these. I was looking at this sort of like figure because of all the different parts that came with it to build other characters, but yeah. So this is definitely something you just steer clear of, huh?
I'm trying not to, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like with
I respect that.
with
I respect
Mythic
that.
Legions, like I'm trying to stick to just knights. So
Okay.
I'm not going for the orcs and the vampires and all the other ones. This one I'm trying to stick to more humanoid ones.
Uh-huh.
But that one right there, I think the fourth one,
The
that
blue
one
in
is
the blue?
giving me, yeah, he's giving me, Mass Effect vibes. And
Uh-huh.
I
Very.
played that game to
Yep.
completion a few times. So
And so there's like a name character and sort of a kind of armored like security character. So definitely Mass Effect. I also got kind of like, Apocalypse, and so it comes with the different heads and different pieces so you can create. So this was the one that I would have gone in on, and I didn't. So I have nothing from this wave that I'm anticipating. That said, they're on their way. They're on the water. So they're going to be arriving in New Jersey, and it says here they're expecting to ship them in late October, which is around the corner. And if you went all in particular, if you ever go in all in on those Four Horsemen pre-orders, those go out first because they know exactly how big those boxes are, how much it's going to cost to ship them. So they come in and they go out. That is not something I did with this, but yeah, no, they're great. Like I do, part of me wanted to go back and get one of these guys, but I didn't. So, but if you did, they're on their way. I saw Hedgehog Action do a early review, sort of exclusive review of this guy, and it looks really good. They just did it at I think I want to say it was RetroCon, and it looks really great. But anyways, this is one of those things where I'm going to have to exercise discipline and just admire from afar. But this is a brute scale, so like, again, we're getting like all these new parts introduced to the parts library for Cosmic and Mythic. Do you I see your Nate Barch, what do you call it, ogre scale guy right there. Do you do a lot of like mix and match, pop and swap kind of customizing with yours, or do you kind of keep them?
I kind of keep them just the way they are.
Got it. And so this one in general, what came in particular? Yeah.
Yeah, the shields. Everybody's telling me like just switch some magnets, but
That's the thing. Exact same with me. Mine came so loose, but that sculpt on the shield is awesome, but it barely stays in the unfortunately stays in the handle. I think I gotta glue it. But so that's basically like an accessory set for the builder, but it's so cool. Like that goat hammer, and yeah, for me, I get
that's
excited
detailed.
because of the parts, right? Like I'm a big Lego guy, so when Mythic Legions and Cosmic kind of built a system that you could customize, I couldn't resist. Anyway, moving on just real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but these were the ones that were just revealed over at PowerCon, and that pre-order was open and it closes tonight. So, and it sort of says here at 11 p.m. Eastern. So that's 8 p.m. my time or our time Pacific. An all-in is about $300. And so all-in is going to get you all of these. Like I said, you'll probably get them first. This is the reason right here where I probably won't be getting that giant cool robot, because instead I'm opting to get 7 figures and a cool accessory kit. I actually ended up going all in for this wave. So just cool stuff. Anyway, I respect you for your discipline, sir, and I don't have it. Newsy stuff. After this, at 6 p.m., so like in about 34 minutes, over on Just Shelve It, Jesse, Curtis, Sean, who I will do a monthly Legions class with over on Nostradamus Toys. They have a show on this Just Shelve It channel, and they've got like some big news, some big giveaway thing going on. So if you're so interested in maybe getting that, check it out. Here it is. You're just going to look up Just Shelve It, and it starts at 6 p.m. after this one. I kind of strategically put the news like in between Highly Articulated's stream, which is usually before this one, and Skelevator 2, and then kind of do it here. And then by 6 p.m., you've got like Just Shelve It, Geek Dad Life. So that's kind of the thinking. So when you're asking like, do you have a hard out? It's like, yeah, usually around 5:45, which is coming. But they're making a big deal of a giveaway, but also more importantly, they're featuring Sig Enriquez, whose custom work is just fantastic. I love to sort of take a little bit of the sort of news and kind of talk about customizers' work in kind of this segment that I call custom corner. So let's go ahead and take a look at Sig. If you want a teaser, this is his Instagram. I'm just kind of scroll through and you get a sense of it, and then we'll look at some particular pieces. But this is Sig's Instagram, Area 42 Earth Station. And so, man, the Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions customizing thing is just fascinating. Because of the pop and swap nature of these toys, you've got a ton of really creative people kind of just like doing their takes on them, right? With their custom parts. Look at that bike. I think, is that bike based on a McFarlane, or are you familiar at all with like what the base is on that thing? Does it look familiar?
I wouldn't recognize it. Is that the Batman bike?
That's what I thought initially, that it was maybe based on that, but I hear it might also be a Halo thing. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think he ever said here, which is, but maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. Is Avatar a thing from Halo? I'm going to turn to you or chat. Like, if folks know, educate me. I by no means claim to know things. So what's up, Joe? Thanks for jumping in. Good to see you all. What's up, fan again? I hear you. We all need more money so we can keep buying toys. Yeah, man. Just there's so many things to buy. What's up, Mr. Wonderful Hexastack? Brian's with me. We went all in. Man, what are we doing with our lives, Brian? The answer is we are having a good time with toys. This thing though is really cool, and I'm famously from the last Legions class kind of been known to not really want to see humans in Cosmic Legions. I love that they've kind of just went all in on the aliens and but you know, I'm not averse to people doing their thing with it, and I think this guy looks awesome. That head looks perfect in that armor, and you can kind of see his other his other, so this is a kind of kit bash on some stuff. I love the bugs, the Sphexians. He's got some space whiskey going on here. Cool stuff. Let's see. I want to show you some other things that, I guess I'm stuck on this one. I don't know. I just want to, if there's anything else, anybody know where this bike is from? It does look a little Akira or Akira, but I'm pretty sure no. You know what? I know for a fact that's McFarlane. That's got to be the double wheels in the front. Reminds me of from the newest Flash movie, I want to say. The Batman in that. But anyway, really cool stuff. Do you customize at all, Berserk?
No, I leave that to the experts. I'm like,
You're
because
like,
at the end, and I spend all this time, all these hours, and at the end, I just ruined a perfectly good figure.
okay.
So
Do you buy any customs or check out anything that people
I
have made?
I do, I'm a
Hmm.
sucker for soft goods. If there's a
Uh-huh.
custom head of somebody that I want to just pop and swap, I'll buy already painted heads. That too. Like I can't paint
Uh-huh.
either, so
Yeah. Yeah, I want to at some point, but have not. The most I've done are like some soft goods or whatever, but like the idea of painting, I want to get there. I want to get there. Just I'm a sucker for anybody using dinosaurs on stuff. I love this is just a painted Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, one of those. Carnotaur, I think. I use a bunch of dinosaurs with my like Beastman. I've got like little chains on him, and Beastman kind of like tows these dinosaurs. I've got King Grayskull from Masterverse on that Hammond Collection Rexy. So I fully appreciate this. And that's a cool looking character too. Sorry, this character reminds me of some Legend of Korra stuff. Um, anyway, I appreciate this. Steeds, it all goes back to that thing, man, that griffin and that Rexy T-Rex Hammond collection is beautiful, and like I'd be scared to touch it. So respect to Sig for like having the guts to kind of paint it and pull this kind of stuff off. I love that paint job and that color banding here at the tail. And that's an ogre scale like the one you got sitting on this thing.
wow, I got that dinosaur too. So that must have took a long time to paint.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
It's so good. But yeah, folks, if you want to check out and hear Sig kind of talk about his work again on Just Shelve It right after this one at 6 p.m. These are more like none of these are untouched, these dinosaurs. So whether it's the sort of leather stirrups and saddle he's got going on, I love all that. And the added horns here. I'm not entirely sure how he's doing that and pulling that off, but I just found a couple of dinos from freaking Burlington Coat Factory, and spent $16 for 3, Burlington dinos that like someday maybe I'll try to paint. I don't know. I'd be scared to see. That's the thing. I'll do them with like cheaper figures and might as well try, right? Like, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Still on Customs Corner. This one I had to feature. Do you do much with Hellboy?
I have still yet to get anything Hellboy.
Okay. Are you like a comic book reader or like what's your thing?
Not too much comic books.
Main manga, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
So yeah, this is based on Mike Mignola's comics. I think they came out in the 90s from Dark Horse, creator-owned character. They made movies. Have you seen Hellboy or like heard
yeah, I've
of
seen the
Hellboy?
movies.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's part of pop culture now.
Yes. Okay. So this is Jeremy from the Four Horsemen, their sort of main marketing guy, who was a customizer and fan of Mythic Legions well before he actually became a part of the studio. And he's always so good about not just creating customs, but using stock pieces and sort of adding. So this is all like that's a stock head from oh my god, I'm blanking the red from the exclusives last year from Legion's Con. I'm getting old and forgetting
The
names.
Furious Four.
Furious 4, cool. You saw him in my boar video. Which you have the figures, but like adding the horns, right? These are a lot of like stock pieces. This is from Cosmic, but these are all based on characters from Mike Mignola's Hellboy world or the BPRD, the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. And so these are all like based on those characters. They're just like a lot of like Mythic Legions tributes. They're sort of like kind of hint at the character and get really close. So this isn't exactly the look of them, but it's so cool. And it's clearly like if you're familiar with the characters, you know who these are. So that last one was Hellboy. This will be Abe Sapien, sort of an aquatic creature from the Black Lagoon type guy. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name. She doesn't have a cool like superhero name. Forgetting and getting old. Fire starter kind of character. And this guy is basically like a phantom inside a suit. So it doesn't have like a corporeal form, so there's no head. I just I love customizers in general that are able to just do this work, but then folks who can kind of like see in their brains like, oh, I want to do a tribute to this thing that people know, and pull it off with parts is very cool. I'm pretty sure this is all stuff that he has found from other figures, because I'm pretty sure this is from another Hellboy figure. Oh, let's see. Liz Sherman. Thank you. That was her name. Anyway, Hellboy, folks in the chat. I don't know if you all are big Hellboy folks, but looks like some of you are, because Josh is all about that. I would love these. And the good news / bad news is, if you happen to be going to Legion's Con, these are going to be available. Well, he says they're coming. Doesn't say they're for sale, but based on these will be for sale. The bad news is a lot of people are probably going to want them, and they're not going to be cheap. So there you go. All right. Couple more quick customs. Ooh, we're creeping up on time. Toy Gains. Again, just wanted to feature him as a customizer, and he also has a YouTube channel. This caught my eye. This was just put out yesterday, but I don't know what's going on with these McFarlane Batmobile motorcycles, but that's what this is from. You remember this at all?
Yeah, I picked that one up.
Yeah, me too. And so he just took off the head and threw it on a Masterverse Battle Cat or Cringer, I guess, and took off the bone parts, right? So this is from that skeleton and threw it on there. It looks really good. I made the comment earlier that like a Gotham by Gaslight might be a cool like variant of Batman that I would love to have on my shelf, and the other one would be this, not Dark Wolf sort of thing that McFarlane created, kind of a caveman type. And here's just sort of video of the thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd be curious to see, even if you're saying like, oh, I don't really customize, I'd love to know what's in your brain to kind of like what vision you would have for some of these custom figures, because it's fun stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of these, like if they have the recipe there right next to it, it's like maybe, I'm a little more tempted to, cross that line.
Mm-hmm. But that's cool, right? Like the idea of that as armor on a steed.
It looks simple, like it can't be that hard, right? Just take them off of the motorcycle, put them on there, and it changes it completely.
Yeah. And respect for the old school Battlestar Galactica figure over there. Anyway, just wanted to share that, and I think that'll be time to kind of shift a little bit to like the final section of the show, which is That's What's Up. And so That's What's Up is just sort of like things that I kind of want to feature a little bit more in depth, because I just think it's extra special. Again, everything that I've shown was dope. Yeah, I hear it too, but it is what it is. So for today, what I wanted to share was something with a little bit of Spider-Verse vibes. And a lot of these figures that you're about to see are things that we've seen before, but I love the setup. So this is by Toy Mirth. I love it, man. The subway scene across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, man, I don't know. I just, not only do I love folks who do customizing, but the photography and this kind of the creativity of sort of doing the setup and including like the Lego minifig, right? Really kind of captures the spirit of the whole Spider-Verse. And man, if I could get that Spider-Punk head. That thing is so cool. You do much of Marvel or like Spider-Verse stuff?
Oh, well, I have to fix it, but this should be a whole Spider-Man shelf right there. Like,
Okay.
I like it. You know, I watched the movie. I bought the movie as soon as it came out on digital. Like, I like this. Like, it, it shows you how each Spider-Man is not just, you know, a copy of each other.
Yep.
Like each one, like you could say, just looking at them, you're like, okay, I see what they're going for right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Personality too. Yeah.
yeah,
The way they're
each one the way they.
posed.
And you got
Yeah.
Scarlet Spider in the back being all dramatic and
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So I cry like, oh, oh, poor Ben. Yeah, and then you've got what's his name from what's his nuts from Japan? Spider-Man, right? Right
oh
there in
yeah,
the front, calling in
he's like, I gotta get out of here
Leopardon.
faster. Yeah, let me call him.
Yeah. And I don't. Are you at all familiar with this Dio? Is this a thing that folks can buy? It's just not something that I was paying attention to, but it looks like it's bought.
Yeah, no, there's been a few, Subway dials
I have
over
there.
the years that people have brought out, and I don't know if any of are available for right release, but you could
That thing
talk
is,
to people though.
it looks really good, and it kind of looks like such an like instantly
Has
cool setup, man.
has a lot of character, in
Uh-huh.
such a small space.
Yep. Yeah, I know Silver K's loving Spider-Verse, but also specifically Hobie Spider-Punk. That head, I mean that thing, that custom head like caught everyone by that just caught everyone's attention, man.
Yeah,
Look at that. And
you
that
know
head.
Hasbro's.
Mhm.
What about the head?
Oh no, go for it. You're saying Hasbro?
Yeah, no, Hasbro's gonna have to be listening. Like, next movie comes out, there's gonna be they have to include that if they want
Yeah.
to sell the same figure again.
And I'm looking at like, is that Miles? Is that a custom head or was that the head that came with that figure? That's an import, right? I don't know if
Let's
you're
go back
familiar.
to it. I
Yeah, it's
didn't pay too
coming.
much attention to that, Miles.
I love the pan too. Just so much personality.
If I'm not wrong, that's the Sentinel one, right?
Probably. I'm not
Yeah, I think it was
familiar at
the
all.
Sentinel one.
So that head is probably what came with it. Because
Yeah, that's the
their
body,
sculpts are
probably the head,
amazing.
but the soft
Same
goods
with
are.
the.
I know they sold the soft goods, the shorts and the jacket. They sold them as a set, like from a third party company. That
Yeah,
that Spider Noir is completely custom. Like, it did not come with the. Nobody made a Spider Punk. I mean, a Spider Noir
Spider Noir.
with soft goods.
The soft goods coat, yeah,
Yeah.
and the hat too. Oh no. So no, yeah, it's there. That's it's really good. You can kind of see what anyway. It's really cool. I love this kind of thing. It totally caught my eye. Totally captures the feeling of the thing, and just features some really great pieces. And I love anyone who's willing to kind of do the mashup. And at this point, especially because of the whole Spider-Verse, multiverse thing, it doesn't matter, right? Like, you've got Lego in there and it just works. Yeah. Cool stuff. What about this guy? What can you tell me about this guy?
That's me.
That's what's up. This guy, FigBunker channel featuring Berserk. Yeah, what's tell me about what you got going on here and like all the
Yeah. He
crew
was
that you've
saying,
got
like,
on the
I've
channel.
I've been in the community, I've gotten to know a lot of people, like everyone is so I got around to trying to spotlight some of the people that don't really come on all these shows and have their own channels and do that stuff. Same thing with me, like every episode has a different subject. We cover it's more specific, and then from the people that I've gotten to know, I ask them, like, hey, you're really into Ninja Turtles or or model kits, and I'll have them come over. We talk an hour or two. Everybody gives their own opinion, and they all talk about stuff that they're passionate about.
Yeah, man, I love that. And I love,
So,
like, I remember watching the Legions one and just sort of like hearing how different people kind of came into it, and like what people's you said knights, right? Other people have like, no, this is what I'm into. And it's just some really cool stuff. And what was interesting to me is I've seen a lot of those guys like posting on the Discord, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to be able to see folks and hear folks. And like, is that how you've met a lot of those folks? And who are all the folks that kind of regularly contribute to the channel or
Yeah, they've
jump
all
on?
been like almost exclusively from the Discord.
Uh-huh.
You know, just people that I've talked to like online. Like we have a voice chat. Some of them hop on there. Some of them are just very like in the community.
Yep.
Like for example, we had on the Legions one, I
Mhm.
had Cloud come on,
That's
and
right.
she's actually very active in the Cabal, and that's where
Mhm.
I saw her name pop up, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, she's also in one of the Discords I'm in. Let me reach out, and yeah, she hopped on, and my first time speaking to her, and it was awesome.
And I want to say that was like one of her first times on a stream or something, wasn't it?
I think so. I think she might have done one the day before, or let's say
Yeah.
either. Oh,
Was it
there's
with
so many
Trevor?
names. Was it Trevor or was it I'm horrible with names.
No,
Uncle
all
Scratch is the
good.
guy. He's one of the UK guys or the European
Okay.
guys.
Oh, Dan Who
Dan
recently.
Who? Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
right.
she just told me that she was with Dan Who. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, she's
So
been jumping all over the place, and I'd see her in the chats all the time, and I'd see her on Discord, and then now it's like on Legion's Lounge and a couple different places. So that's really cool that you were able to get her over on your channel, and then yeah, and we're talking like Discord, so like whether the Toy Migos Discord or the Enablers Discord, right? I think that's where you and I are kind of
yeah,
on
that's the ones
together.
that I'm most active in.
Yeah. But so that's cool. You're bringing folks. Do you have anything coming up as far as like what new topics coming up?
Oh yeah, dude, I have a whole list, like probably like the whole first 50 episodes lined up. It's just I ran into issues. My computer right now is not doing the best, and
Yeah, the
I
tech
also
part.
found out early on that trying to coordinate me and three other people is
Yes,
extremely difficult.
that's why I have
So
one co-host
exactly, I'm
every
so
week.
jealous. I was like, maybe I should.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was difficult, and there's sometimes where I'm like, the only way to make it happen was if I woke up at 6 in the morning on a Sunday, and I did that, and we had fun, but
And that's because there's different time zones to deal with too.
exactly,
Yep.
yeah, no, I've had
Yep.
people from, oof, where was that? All different from Asia, from Europe,
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
North. Did I get South America? I don't think I got anybody, but three different continents.
Yeah, man, that's great. Like, especially because we can do that, but you're like you said, it's really hard. But I love the topics too, right? It's sort of like soft goods, plastic. No, wait, plastic clothes for shiny people. What
Yeah,
was
that's all
that one
soft
about?
goods. That was the first
Yeah,
one,
I
soft
was
goods,
gonna
and
say, but it wasn't.
it's also been a learning experience. Like I kind of like go back and watch them from the first episode. Like I didn't have talking points. I didn't even have a logo or an intro or anything, and just went at it. Like I figured that if I waited, I wasn't gonna do it, so I just got to jump in, head first, and
Well, thanks for
it's
bringing
so.
up the logo because now you got one and they're dope. Like, what's the deal? Like, you have the logo and
Oh
your illustration. Those are great. Who does those?
yeah, the logo was made by Koopa Steve Ninseg on Instagram.
Okay.
He went out of his way to do that. It was awesome. He was very easy to work with. Got me exactly what I wanted. Like even though I was being kind of picky about it, but it's exactly what I pictured. So it was
Yeah.
awesome.
That's awesome. And did he do the caricatures too, or is that done
No, the
by? No,
caricatures are
that's
done by they're done by Chamba.
okay.
Chamba,
Oh,
the Toy Migos. He does all
and Toy
those.
Migos.
I think he has commissions open right now, so you can go
Yeah,
ask him, see if he could. He has time right now.
that's awesome. I love that guy. And like, one of the a bunch of I'm learning and didn't realize it, but there's like a bunch of like Pinoy nerds up in the action figure game, man. It's kind of fun. Yeah, he's out of Australia, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Australia too. So I got 4 continents. I forget it's a country
Yeah, no, you've
and
got.
the and a
Yeah, you were
continent.
totally coordinating time zones, and these are and they're live, which is your other struggle, I
No,
guess.
these are actually pre-recorded. As I
Oh,
told you
okay,
that,
okay.
since some of them I had to record at, at 6 in the
Crazy
morning. Other
hours.
them were recorded at, 7 in the morning. And at
Got
first,
it.
I kind of recorded a few before going, dropping them on YouTube.
Yep. Well, let's do a quick rundown. So we did. This was all about soft goods. This was about
Hmm.
army building, right?
Army building,
This
yes.
like just didn't exist when we were kids because who could do that? But now people are doing it. NECA, what was this about?
Just NECA, how much they've improved over the years,
Uh,
because there was a point where they were,
QC.
yeah, they had bad QC, and everybody was like, oh,
Hmm.
if they weren't making these, but now, they're everybody's go-to for, movie licenses and turtles. Oh, the turtles.
Yep.
Lots of
You've
fans
got.
there, and a lot of licenses that they tackle that nobody else does, or
Yep.
they don't do as well.
And
And
then we've
then
got wrestling
wrestling. Oh,
figs.
wrestling. You could go. I That's actually a topic that I kind of got into like in the beginning of the year.
Uh-huh.
I have Peacock, so WrestleMania or Royal Rumble was on, and then another thing. Like if I get into something, I fall head first, and that was
That's
it.
the
Like I'm
that's
now watching
the
two
geek
shows a
way.
week, and you know watching an extra show once a month for their
Hmm.
PLEs.
That's it's totally a hole in my pop cultural thing. There was a period in the 80s or like late 80s where I was into it because like that's what there were a bunch of kids in school. They were just super into it. But then it was never like my go-to thing. But I totally see the crossover, like in terms of just like there's a superhero element of it, right? And just, like all these cool characters with their personalities and then especially when we were when I in the 80s there were cartoons and there were cartoons along with the toys. So but it's amazing to me. And then we've got video game figs, which was fun. And this was the one that like I saw that I was super into because it's a Mythic Legions thing. And then this is about like completists, right?
Actually, straight up Pokemon, just Pokemon
Oh,
in general.
okay.
So
Totally
we
not in
had,
my
the
wheelhouse.
action figures, the card game,
Uh-huh.
the video games, Pokemon Go. I think
Yeah,
I
I
might
need
have
to.
said my friend code on there, so if anybody wants to add me on there, it was somewhere in there.
And so you've got like just a ton Dragon Ball, like so it's really cool. Like if you wanted to go deep, like this is Thanos should probably check out because he's all about picking up random things for figures for photo shoots and stuff. Kaiju, Godzilla, and this is Marvel Legends, which
Yeah, I whipped out all the Spider-Man and take that thumbnail. It was
that's great. So yeah, so what's the next one? And when is that happening?
next one. We're on hiatus at the moment.
Okay.
Fortunately,
Okay.
yeah, no, I gotta get these technical issues, and then um,
But it's this? Was that the hope?
hmm?
Was it the hope that it was going to be Turtles?
Yeah, it's turtles right there.
But was the next episode supposed to be about Turtles or no?
The turtle one dropped. Should be
Oh, it
should be
did.
there.
You better update. It's not in the playlist. Yeah, the last one in the playlist, I think it
Oh,
ended at. I know it's one of those things that I forget too in terms of
like I
adding.
have to add it to. It doesn't automatically get added to the
I know,
playlist.
I know.
Was it turtle? No, I think I did arm or model kits afterwards. The last
That's
one might have
this
been
one.
customizing.
Okay. I love that. I love the notion of sort of like going deep with a particular topic, but it is intimidating to me. So I understand why it's been challenging for you to kind of go in and coordinate all that. That's a lot of work. And then I'm curious, you film it. How long does it take you to get the edit out?
Uh, Unfortunately, we haven't had much issues. They kind of just, you know,
You just go raw. You just
like,
record the whole thing and
yeah,
throw it
yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
No, it's just more of a like a safety thing. Like if anything,
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, then I could fix it.
Well, good on you because
And then of course,
man, I can't resist.
And then getting the word out there too. That's also a thing that I have to work on. People
Mhm.
have to know that it's out there to watch it. And
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm not very good at putting myself out there. So that's been a learning experience. I kind of have to talk about myself till people will be like, "Hey, that's enough." That's the only way to
Yeah.
to grow sometimes.
Well, yeah, and some other time, man, I gotta get you back here and let's talk music. Like, let's talk Southern California and just and connect that way. I was hoping to get down to Frankenson. Did you do that meetup down there at Frankenson recently?
I was there.
Yeah, so like I want to join you all one day and do that, but someday, and just kind of like meet folks. But for now, there's Discord and
There's
this.
Discord. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now that we're finally getting out there, we found places. We have the
Yeah.
yearly um, Frankenstein's meetup. There was also SDCC.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
a lot of people are going to Legion's Con, but I'm skipping that. Like it's on the other side of the country.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll
But
get more West Coast things. There was a Legion's meetup here in May that was up here in Sacramento. Hopefully they do that again with sort of like the street team. It was Walter from the Cabal who kind of ran that and ish up here. I can't imagine they wouldn't do a Southern California one soon. So if that happens, we'll
yeah,
connect there.
I think Designer Con also has a lot of people going down to it. So maybe that
That's
one.
December. No,
Did they
that's
already
LA
announce it?
LA
Usually,
Comic Con.
yeah,
Yeah,
December.
no,
I think
no.
it might be November. Oh, and then LA
Oh,
Comic Con
yeah.
too. The other one is
You doing that?
in Anaheim.
Are
Yeah,
you doing LA Comic Con?
I'm definitely doing that one.
Okay. I might. I'm thinking about it, but I might want to pick me up a Red Rhino. So
Oh yeah,
we'll
5K
see.
is gonna be there, so that's dangerous.
Oh man, thank you so much for joining us today. Man, I hope you enjoy kind of just hanging out. It's fun just kind of like geeking out, which is really all this thing is about, man. Just kind of get together and talk nerd stuff. So it's cool to finally like see you face to face too. And this is my way of also kind of bringing in different people. Finally, like it clicked. I was like, oh, if I just did a weekly show, I could get people on here regularly. And I'll tell you right now, it's like weekly. It's slow. I realized like, oh man, I'm not going to get to certain people for a long time. So like now I'm trying to figure that out. But I'm glad you were able to jump on, man. I really appreciate you taking the time for this. It was great, and like showing me some things that I not necessarily right on my radar. So
Awesome,
cool.
man. Well, thanks for having me on. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
When I get the hardware situation, fixed, we'll get to other people and we'll talk about something else for a couple hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. So real quick, housekeeping again for the sort of brick something of it all. I'm really happy and humbled to say that we just hit 500 2 days ago. So Friday, I'm a teacher. I was in school and I get texts and from someone who was like, "Hey man, do I get a prize?" Because he was actually number 500. And I was like, "Oh my god, I hit 500." I thought that I was kind of looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be about 18, 19 away." I figured I got like a week, 2 weeks, and so I was throwing stuff up, and then all of a sudden it was 7 away. So I started posting in the community tab. Because I do want to like say thank you to folks, especially the folks who have been here. So what I've done is I'm gonna do a giveaway, and this is the URL for that giveaway. If you have been a Brick Something early supporter and have been here, and you haven't seen this, I've been trying to do it in the community tab because I figure the subscribers would see that. I'm doing this thing, and the idea. Oops, where am I hearing music? I don't know where that's from, but hopefully you all don't hear too much of that. Anyway, I don't know where that's coming from. But so for this thing, oh, you know what? I know exactly where that is. That's Just Shelve It. They're about to start. It's right here. So we're gonna end soon so we can go check that out. But what I was saying is that I wanted to reward the folks who have been here and say thank you. So I'm doing some giveaways, a series of giveaways in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to kind of roll them out. But if you were here and saw these posts the last 2 days, I basically said that if you were able to go to that link and fill out that form, I basically put you in ×3, an automatic ×3 in the sort of raffle drawings for each of those giveaways. So you don't even have to be here. If you've during the live stream, you're automatically going to be entered with those 3 automatic ones if you fill that out before today's live stream at 4:30. Now, if you're joining us after, and I'll announce how that's going to work, I'm still going to sort of give you something, a little extra something. And then if you happen to join us for the actual live streams, of course, you could enter then. So to give you a sense, I'm going to be giving away this 2021 SDCC exclusive, the Masterverse figure. I know there's some hate on Funkos, but like it's Motu, and that's kind of how I started coming back into collecting more recently, and I think they're really cute. I've got Mythic Legions All-Stars Vitus going out, and I've got another Battle Armor He-Man, and there's still more that I'm kind of figuring out and getting ready to give away. So if that at all interests you, subscribe, check out the community tab, and you'll see this stuff. It'll take you to a forum, and you'll sort of see what that's about. But anyway, with that, I think that's pretty much it. Again, the URL is at the bottom on the screen, and that QR code will work. I know we're running a little late, but thanks again, Berserk. I really appreciate you joining us over here on Brick Something today. Thank you to the chat. I hope everybody has a good week if you do the whole work week thing. And I think that's all I have to say. So thanks again, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for your support, and have a wonderful week, folks. Till next time.